I've been away from TikTok for a little while, and just because I've been working on content for my YouTube channel and just doing a lot of research on a bunch of different topics. This is something more in my wheelhouse, which from the moment it's happened, I've been kind of engaged in the topic and wasn't sure if I was going to speak on it on TikTok because it is such a nuanced subject, especially my perspective and my view on this. Um, and I didn't know if I would be able to speak freely enough on TikTok. But I felt, you know what, I might as well at least put my 2 cents out there because maybe my video might give some people a different viewpoint than some of the ones which I've been hearing coming out of TikTok. Um, first I would like to say that for all the innocent victims right now, my condolences go out to their family. I don't get happy or get a joy in my soul to see violence. Especially, I like combat sports, but that's a sport. That's not somebody losing their life tragically. Um, and the situation is not as simple or complex either. I mean, it all depends on how you're taking this topic. Many people will say, I'll hear on the Israeli side, and they'll say, "Well, why are they attacking? Just innocent people and this and that." Um, you take Haiti for instance, when the colonizers were there in Haiti and the Ceylonese, it was they were all colonizers. They were all taking their land. So therefore, they felt an umbrage against everybody who was there. Also, you have a large percentage of the population who were either reservists, active duty, former military since they have conscription, and a portion who are going to be military. Not to mention that even just the population within both of these charged communities have very angry and sometimes hearing from some of these people very nasty viewpoints and very hateful. So you can be surprised when the anger boils over and you see people react in certain ways. A lot of people come from the side who are kind of more on the pro-Israel side will say, well, this is barbaric, how they can go and attack all of these people, women and children. Well, how they feel, a lot of them, is a lot of their women and children have been attacked mercilessly. And so I'm not condoning or saying it's right, but try to understand that frustration. If you saw your family slaughtered, how much mercy would you feel towards somebody else's, family, whether they might be considered innocent or not? And if you have somebody in kind of like a open air prison and the people who are supposed to be defending the Israelis are brutalizing these people on a regular day, it builds up a certain amount of rage and hate and hostility, which is going to come out at some point. Again, I'm not condoning anyone's action here. I'm saying try to at least understand it. Understand how you would feel in their shoes. Imagine your land being taken away from you, from people who you do not even believe belong there or that it's their land. A lot of people from Israel, or a lot of people in Israel, who say that they are Jews or the people of the land, I'll just, full disclaimer, I don't even believe majority of those people who say that that's their land is their land. I do not believe that they are actually the same people of the book. And because a letter was given to somebody, Balfour basically gifted the land to Lord Rothschild and gave it to Zionists, and they decided that we're just going to take these people's land. That everybody just has to just accept that. There was never any, let's prove it for a fact that you are the people of that book and that this is your, in fact, land. If that was at least done, then when I hear these Israelis saying it's our land, it was taken from us, then you at least have somewhat of a legal argument. But there's never even been sustained that you are who you even say you are to claim that it's your land. So therefore, you're taking somebody off their land. Also, the fact of just taking the land, then that means that if you feel that Israel, it was their land at one point and they could just take it back, then people in America can't feel any can't get upset if Native Americans or a lot of people from south of the border in Mexico in particular decide to come across and literally unalive people and take the land back. Because you're saying it's all right for Israelis to do it, but it's not all right for other people to do it. So you can't have this hypocrisy and feel like, okay, well, we can just take the land. And then when I hear Israelis say that we've been fighting with these people for thousands of years, no, you have not. Even if let's say, just for argument's sake, that you do trace back to the people of the Bible, the Romans kicked the Israelites out of the land. The Romans did, not Arabs. Also, after that, and that would be 70 AD. After 70 AD, in 135 AD, you had the Bar Kokhba revolt, which that's also known as the Second Roman Jewish War. That's the Romans that kicked them out of the land. Again, that land was for the most part pretty much wide open, and people moved into that land. It is what people do. Those people moved into that land, and then you had the Umayyad Caliphate come through and take over everything, and then later on you had the Ottoman Turks take over. And that mixture of Ottoman Turks and Arabs and other people who moved into that area moved into there. They didn't take this land from any of these people who believe the land is theirs now, who believe, oh, this was my ancestors and they took it from me. They didn't take anything from you. And then I've even heard some people say, well, they're Amalek. When we have war with them, they're not Amalek. They're not Amalek. And if you look up the description of Amalek, which the Most High says that he would have war with Amalek from generation to generation, the behaviors and techniques and tactics, the anger and rage which I see out of Israelis, and it's perfectly fine to kill everybody and to never be able to show that you can let things go, that you can learn to forgive. That is a big trait of Amalek, and I'm seeing that a lot of the Israeli people. No sense of forgiveness. So what? People will say, well, they killed our people, so what? We have the right to self-defense. Everybody in the world, of course, has the right to self-defense. But what is self-defense? Self-defense is defending yourself when you're being attacked. After you've you've defended yourself. Like I made the analogy. If somebody punched me in the face and sucker punched me, I have the right to punch them back, maybe even get a couple of shots in. Maybe even kick them when they're on the ground a good time. But I don't have the right to stomp them out completely or continuously kick them while they're in the fetal position. And that's what Israel's response has been. If you want to go after Hamas and you take on civilian casualties while you go into Gaza Strip, that does happen as a part of war. And I don't think people would feel as angry towards Israel if that was the case. But Israel is literally just bombing buildings, killing hundreds of people because one or two terrorists might be there. That's not a solid response. But I guess I'll leave that here for now. I'm running out of time. And so this will be response 1. Thank you.